Hello, everybody. This video is about parents who have turned their children away after they come out as LGBTQIA+. Maybe they allowed them to stay until they finished high school, but those years were hell. Maybe the child come out when they were in college, and then the parents made it so rough on them that they stopped coming home for the holidays or for summer break or whatever. Maybe it was somebody that come out later in life and their parents just thought they were too set in their ways to even, make the change or whatever. There's many aspects of parents turning their children away. And we hear about that a lot in the community. We also hear about the parents that is accepting, they want to learn, and they love their child no matter what. But sometimes, on occasion, after a parent has turned their child away, and it can be for days, weeks, months, or years, they come to the realization that they're missing out on the life of their child. They love their child. They may not understand and they may be scared, but they want to reconnect with their child in an accepting, affirming way, but they don't know how. They may be afraid that if they reach out, their child will still reject them, and that is a big possibility. Like I, for one, there is a few friends and stuff in the past that would not accept me, and to this day, if they reached out to me, I just, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I don't need that stress. I don't need that drama. I've went on all these years without that person in my life, and I'm good. And there's a lot of people like that. But then there's also the child side that they want their parents to love them. They want their parents to reach out and apologize, and they want to go home and get a hug or sit on the couch with a movie and drink some hot cocoa and, make s'mores outside or, go on a fishing trip or just anything and everything that could affirm who they are and show that they're being respected and loved. So this poem is written in the perspective of the parent that pushed their child away, kicked them out, abandoned them, condemned them to hell, told them they were going through phases, just anything and everything. This is generalized. Because sometimes parents do want to reach out after some time has passed, but they don't know what to say. They don't know where to start. So that's what this video is. This video is a poem that, like I said, written from the perspective of a parent that abandoned their child for coming out, but wants to make amends. I'm doing this now because of the holiday, and I'm not saying use the holiday as a way to get back in with, your kid after you, totally fucked up their lives. But for the sincere ones, hopefully the way this is written will allow you to get an idea of your first step in reaching out. Now, words are words. There has got to be action, or none of these words will ring true. But this is a starting point. And the next video I drop will be steps or ideas on how to move past that and get back in touch with your child in an accepting, affirming, loving, and respectful way. So this one is titled What I Should Have Said First. I am writing this from the quiet that followed my certainty, from the space where my rules once lived, now hollow, now echoing. I was so sure I was right. I had scripture sharpened into weapons, tradition folded neatly into excuses, fear dressed up as love. I told myself I was protecting you. I told myself pain was discipline. I told myself God demanded distance. I told myself many things so I would not have to say, I am afraid. When you told me who you were, I did not hear courage. I heard disruption. I heard the end of the child I thought I owned. And instead of listening, I erased. I corrected your name as if it were a typo. I ignored your truth as if silence could undo it. I spoke of hell as if terror were a form of care. When you needed arms, I built walls. When you needed shelter, I chose righteousness. And when I kicked you out, I told myself you would come back changed. I did not imagine that you would come back wounded, or not at all. The house stayed quiet after you left, not peaceful, just empty in a way no prayer could fill. Your room stayed the same because I could not admit you were not coming home. Holidays came and went like accusations. Your chair stayed empty, and I called it obedience. But obedience has a sound, and it is not silence. It is breaking. It took years for me to learn that certainty is not the same as truth, that belief without compassion is just cruelty with confidence. I met parents who buried children they could not accept in time. I heard names spoken only in past tense. And suddenly, hell was no longer a place after death. It was the life I was living without you in it. I began to read what I once refused to see. I listened when no one was watching. I learned that love does not demand disappearance, that faith does not require abandonment. I learned that my God never asked me to choose doctrine over my child. That was my choice, and I chose wrong. I am sorry for every night you wondered if you were unlovable, for every meal you ate alone because I decided hunger was a lesson, for every time my voice became the one you heard when the world told you to disappear. I am sorry that my love came with conditions, that my pride outweighed your safety, that I taught you survival instead of shelter. I am sorry I did not fight for you when you needed me most. If I could return to that moment, that fragile, trembling truth you handed me, I would do everything differently. I would say thank you for trusting me. I am here. You are not alone. I would choose you without hesitation, without theology, without fear pretending to be wisdom. Because I understand now I would rather have you exactly as you are than not have you at all. I would rather unlearn everything than lose you forever. I do not expect forgiveness. I know apologies do not erase years. I know love cannot be proven with words alone. But I am here now, not to correct, not to debate, not to save you from yourself, but to finally see you, to say your name the way you deserve, to love your life without edits, to choose you as loudly as I once rejected you. Change took time, too much time, but love, real love, has arrived at last. And if you ever wonder whether parents can learn, whether hearts can break open after being wrong for so long, let this be the truth I leave behind. I was wrong. You were never the problem, and I would give everything to have chosen you first.